Please work. Oh my gosh, it still will not budge. This is not where we wanted to be tonight. I said no. Something is going on. This cannot be happening. Go on our adventure.
Oh, you got freezing cold here.
Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Although it isn't Tuesday quite yet, almost midnight. We've been up for hours because something is wrong with my feeding tube, and we've been trying to get it to work to no avail. So I thought I would start the vlog and bring y'all along on this adventure. So let me show you what's going on. So I was going to take a shower, and to do that I disconnect from my nutrition and flush the feeding tube. My nutrition was running perfectly fine. I had flushed my feeding tube throughout the day multiple times with no problem, and then suddenly right before I want to take a shower, it won't budge at all. I'm applying a good amount of force and it just won't do it. And you don't want to put too much force because you can burst the tube if there's a clog in there. So I just don't know. I have taken the extension tubing out. The extension tubing flushes beautifully. I even put new extension tubing in and it still won't budge. So then I tried a smaller syringe because these exert more pressure. And what's weird is this one will flush, not easily at all, but it'll flush a little bit. That tells me something is wrong. I've tried pulsating this and drawing back a little bit to see if that helps. Nothing. I've tried very, very warm water, as warm as I can tolerate. Nothing. Right now my mom is out getting some Coke because that can be used to break up clogs. And if that doesn't work, dare I say it, we're gonna have to go to the ER. I was having no pain running my feeds, no pain when flushing, no extra pain around my tube, just my typical feeding tube pain, but that's been there with me from the beginning, and it's progressively been getting worse. We've kind of just determined that my body is getting acclimated to the feeding tube, but it just won't work, so it's either kinked or clogged. And last time I went to the ER and they used the really small syringe to get the block out when I had my first feeding tube clog, but now even the small syringe isn't working, so I'm just really frustrated because I don't want to go to the ER tonight. It's late. I have a busy day tomorrow. I don't want to make my mom stay up late because she has work tomorrow. Judd is still at work. And it's so weird because my tube was flushing perfectly fine all day. And then suddenly, I think from the time I last flushed it to when it clogged was 3 hours. So, clogged or kinked, whatever. I really, fingers crossed that the Coca-Cola works. Okay, my mom is back with the Coke. I never drink this stuff. Anyways, I primed my tubing with the Coke, and since I'm having a little bit of success with the tiny syringe, I'm just gonna try and push that through. So it is going through, but it's very difficult. All right. Now let's try with the big syringe. It still won't flush. I'm gonna just sit and hold it here, so hopefully the pressure against whatever's blocking it, the Coke will work to disintegrate it. And I'm kind of just gonna like hold it and pulsate it. These are all the tips and tricks I know. Okay, so I pushed a lot of Coke through with a little syringe, and then I've let it sit here for about half an hour. I'm gonna try flushing. It still feels resistant with the little tube, but with the little syringe. If I can flush with the other syringe, then we'll be good. Please work. Oh my gosh, it still will not budge. Mom, I'm sorry, we gotta go.
Okay.
This is not where we wanted to be tonight, but it happens. Do y'all watch Parks and Rec? Thinking of Chris Traeger. This is literally the most annoying thing ever, but we will figure it out. All right, I'm fading. I have faded. I'm so sleepy, and I've been taking naps in between people coming in and out. So they tried flushing my tube with the bigger syringe, and it's very, very difficult to get the water to go through. So they're talking to pharmacy to see if they can get something called like clog zapper. It's a certain thing you put through the tube to like disintegrate the clog, and hopefully that'll work. So we're just waiting to see what pharmacy says. We're back home, worn out. So the clog zapper is a mixture of two substances in warm water. We flushed it through, we pulsated it, we let it sit, and nothing, no improvement. Just so frustrated. The doctor said that he did everything he could. He didn't want to run x-rays because if something is wrong on the x-rays, they can't do anything to fix it there. So they discharged me, and in the morning I'll be calling my GI doctor to see what he wants us to do. I'm just so frustrated. There were tears. I try to be a positive person, but eventually everyone reaches a breaking point. I got there tonight. I'm just exhausted and frustrated. But these things happen. I will keep moving forward. Tomorrow I will call my GI and we will figure out a game plan. Thankful for my mom's support, Judd's support. Judd isn't done with his shift yet, so we got home before him. And I'm thankful for a puppy to snuggle. Thankful for y'all's support, and we will continue this endeavor later this morning after I sleep and wake up at a more reasonable hour. Hey y'all, I was gonna say good Tuesday morning to start the vlog, but I realized I have already done that. So let me show y'all where we're at with my feeding tube clog. We are still stuck. So this morning when I woke up, it was actually flushing better. I could flush with the big syringe. It was just very difficult. Called my doctor. They told me to put Coke through it and let it sit for an hour. I did. Still couldn't flush well, and then it stopped flushing altogether. Like you saw, it wouldn't budge. So they told me to go to the ER. Last night, it was really late, so we went to the closest ER, my local hospital. It's a very small hospital, and even the ER doctor last night said a bigger hospital would be better equipped to handle the clog. But they did the best they could, it just didn't work. So my GI wants me to go to a bigger hospital, which is 30 minutes away. Amber's taking me because my mom has to work today, and Judd got called on by the Army to go help somewhere in Florida. I mean, I can't tell y'all what he's doing, exactly where he's going, or how long he'll be gone, but obviously they need him and it's important. It's just like we always say that he suddenly gets called like this on the most inconvenient times, but it's part of what he does, so he'll be gone and we'll figure out this feeding tube issue. Thankfully the G port is working perfectly, but the J port is what sustains me and gives me my nutrition. I have not been able to eat very much orally at all. I really need to get my feeds going again. And so I'm gonna go to the bigger ER. Hopefully they have more protocols to fix the feeding tube. If not, I call my doctor. We go from there. I'm sure we'll figure it out. I'm having a lot of feeding tube pain because we've just been messing with it so much. And even though we can force a little bit of substance through, I can't safely run my feeds because that'll just gunk up the clog even more and make things worse. So my doctor said no nutrition until we can flush it properly. So fingers crossed we can fix this today. Made it to the larger hospital, and I feel like the approach they're doing here is gonna work much better. So instead of trying to declog the tube, they're going to consult with interventional radiology to get a dye study done first to make sure it's not kinked. That way we know what it looks like on the inside and we can go from there. So we're just waiting for IR to get back to us so we can do the dye study. We got Amber and Harlow's being good. The nurse and the doctor really liked Harlow. You good girl. Okay, this really
sucks. I was taken down to IR. Well, first the interventional radiology team came in here and he said, I'm just going to try flushing your feeding tube to see if it works. And he flushed it so easily. I said, no, something is going on. This cannot be happening. So they took me down and did imaging anyways with contrast, and they saw this kink in the jejunal tubing, and it's positional. So in some positions you can flush it, but in most positions I'm in, you can't. And they can't fix it. There's no way for them to fix it. They can't stick a guide wire and straighten it out because it's a really bad kink, and it would only be a temporary fix. So now I have called my GI doctor and I'm waiting to hear back from them and waiting to get the images on hard copy from the ER department here. I am super fed up. Amber, thank you for... We were there so long. Oh my gosh. And that kink, they said there was no way to really fix it. I need to change out the tube, but they said based on where my stoma is and just how my anatomy is, this is something that looks like it's likely to happen again. And if y'all remember, my previous tube also became kinked. And I'm just talking to Janice about this venting. This is her solution.
I think you should just get a body transplant. You know, we've been talking about it for a while. Just go into a new body. I agree with that idea and concept.
She's got a body transplant. So I have been discharged with the x-ray imaging that I have a hard copy of. I am waiting to hear back from my GI. And on top of all of this, Judd is leaving in the midst of this, but also I got a call from my durable medical equipment company. Europe sent the wrong part for my wheelchair because some parts come from Europe. And so I will not be getting my wheelchair tomorrow, which is disappointing. I just feel like so much is happening right now, but it will all be remedied eventually. We're just gotta keep moving forward. I tried hooking up to my nutrition, but even at a very slow rate, it's just not working. I can flush my tube, but only with a 10 milliliter syringe, and I have to exert a lot of force, so I'm just not hooking up. And even though the kink is positional, it's impossible for me to find that magic position that allows me to run feeds and flush. I tried, it's impossible, it's too finicky. But regardless, I'm thankful for the awesome nurses and doctors and IR staff that helped me figure out what was wrong. Well, today has been extremely difficult, more so emotionally than anything. You know, it's just one thing after another. First, Judd is called on by the Florida National Guard, which I know it's important and it's part of what he does, but I could really use him here right now. And then my wheelchair is not going to be coming tomorrow, but it happens. It's okay. It will arrive eventually. But then after 2 ER trips, we find my feeding tube is kinked and they're not able to fix it. I talked to my GI doctor and we need to replace it. So it's not another surgery. We just have to take this feeding tube out and put a new one in. They put the orders for the new tube in this evening, so hopefully tomorrow I'll learn when I'm getting it. I think it's going to be within the next few days. And this is just like, I was supposed to be getting some specific testing done today. I've had other appointments I needed to do this week, so this tube kink just totally threw things off. And why do tubes kink? It just happens sometimes, and the concern is this is the second kink I have. My first tube also kinked, so is this a problem that we need to address? I have no idea, but for right now we just need to change this one out. I also have a special order tube. My doctor specially orders these for me, so since this is short notice, I don't know if I'll be getting the same feeding tube or if I'm going to get a different one. Honestly, I just want to be able to run my nutrition again, because all I've been able to eat today are a few crackers, and I'm really trying. So I don't know, I'm feeling uneasy because there's a lot of uncertainty, like when exactly am I getting it? Is the kinking going to be an ongoing problem? What type of tube am I getting? But I'm leaving what I cannot control in my faith, and things will work out. I know things will eventually work out, but right now I am so done. But I want to thank y'all for sticking through it with me with this crazy endeavor we've been on. And it's only 8 p.m., but I'm exhausted, so I'm going to sleep now. Thank you for the snuggles, Harlow. And with that, I'll say goodnight, and thanks for joining us in our adventure.